Buona dimineața. Good morning. Okay, so this is Paul with Paul and Tammy from Backpacking and Brews, and it is Friday, 15 May 2026, a little past 8 in the morning. Temperature is about 46 degrees Fahrenheit. It's supposed to get up to 64 today. There is a chance of rain around midday and then again at 6 o'clock, but judging by the clouds and whatnot, it's hard to say. Looks like it's raining over there right now. And by the way, the mountains are right behind me, which are the Redizant Mountains. And this is what a lot of places around here are named after. So where we stayed last night was not Casa Pension, or I forget what he called it, but we'll just say Casa Mosh Redizant. And we met Mr. Mosh. He shared some affinata with us from some kind of berry. I forget what kind of berry, but it was kind of a liqueur, not the palinka, I mean, but something different and sweeter and not as high in alcohol content, which is fine with us. So let's see, it is day 43 on the Via Transilvanica for us. We are headed to Sarmizegetusa Ulpia Traiana, which is a 14-mile, up to a 14-mile day, depending upon the route that you take, and potentially anywhere from 1,600 to 2,600 feet elevation gain, also depending upon the route, but also depending upon which app you look at or what guide you look at. And we are, oh, there's a beautiful picture of the mountains over there. See if you can see them any better. Now, see, there they are right there. A little, I want to say snow-capped, but they definitely have snow on them. Yep. Which we think they're over 8,000 feet. Let's see, yeah, so day 43 on the Via Transilvanica, working our way across Romania. Let's see, oh, we had a nice stay at Casa Mosh Redizant. The place was 2 twin beds, had a full bathroom with a big bathtub, and had, let's see, what else? Had a kitchen, which we really didn't use. We did use the refrigerator briefly. And had a little spacious set of sitting room as well, that could almost call a sunroom because it had good sunlight exposure to it. And yeah, very nice stay. One thing we have noticed though, with most of the bathrooms over here have their own drain in them. So in addition to a drain being in the bathtub or the shower, a drain in the sink, of course, there's also a drain in the bathroom itself. And on a couple occasions, if you take a bath and fill the tub and you drain the bath, the water coming out of the bathtub overflows into the drain in the bathroom and floods the bathroom. And that happened again last night. So we're trying to learn to be more careful with draining our bathtubs so that we don't overflow the drain inside. The drains work together. It's not the sewage, so that's gray water, right? The sewage, black water, that goes through a separate drain. So there's no chance of that flooding the bathroom. But the gray water, it has happened. And it happened last night. Let's see, what else? Oh, so one sort of thing that did happen is we've mentioned this before, the rooms, it's a masonry building. So you walk in there initially even in the afternoon, and we got there pretty early, about 1 o'clock. It's usually cold in the rooms at this time of year. It drops down to the temperature of the morning, and then it never heats back up unless you heat it. And it's great for the summer, I presume, because they'll stay nice and cool. But in this time of year, you need to bump up the heat just to get it to a comfortable temperature. And it wasn't when we arrived, and we asked, hey, could you bump it up or turn it, when do the registers, and they had radiator heating, and they also had a towel warmer as well in the bathroom, which wasn't on. The radiators weren't on as well, and we were in there for a few hours. We said, hey, when do the radiators turn on? Oh, they'll turn on later. And they didn't come on later. We went to dinner, came back, they still weren't on. And we asked them again. I said, hey, when do the radiators come on? And that's when Mr. Mosh came in with we got some firewood, and we started the stove in the kitchen with some good firewood, and started heating it up, and he ran the radiator water through that along with the water that went to the towel warmer, and after an hour or so we actually had heating from the radiators and the towel warmer. So we're kind of a little disappointed that we didn't have that happen beforehand, but that was the case, and that's happened on a couple occasions. So we're kind of, I won't say we're used to it, we don't like it, we're paying for the room, so we'd like to have it at a comfortable temperature. Anyway, so that's our Harbor day. We'll see what happens through the rest of it. So I just wanted to mention, so last night our stay, it was 270 RON. So I reserved it through booking.com, and but paid in RON or lei in cash just yesterday. So some of the reservations and booking work that way, where you pay pay directly to the landlord or landlady, and others you pay through booking with a credit card. Anyway, this one was directly in cash. But sometimes it's a little confusing in booking.com, because in the print, it might say non-refundable, so which it did for this one. So non-refundable suggested to me that we had already paid if the money was non-refundable, but obviously it wasn't. We paid in cash yesterday. Other times booking will say, or it'll provide payment details, which it didn't for this one. And then if you click on that link, it'll show sort of the last 4 digits of your credit card and the date that a payment was made, which is usually prior to the day of your stay. So that's helpful. And then we arrived shortly after 1 o'clock yesterday. So we were hungry for lunch. We just, on the way we stopped and we had some beef jerky and some nuts or something. So no real lunch. And this place, Casa Mosh, didn't have any, didn't have a kitchen or a restaurant or anything attached. So we asked, could we get something to eat somewhere in town? And she directed us to a gastronomic, which was just up the road, maybe not even 100 yards. And she called ahead of time, which was really nice. Called ahead and asked if the person could prepare a lunch for us. And sure enough, she did. We were the only ones there. And the chef, the host there at the gastronomic, prepared us a meal, a hearty soup with bread. And it was cabbage soup, but it had pork in it. And then we had pork. What do we have? We had mashed potatoes and I think pork cutlets, which was really good. And then for dinner we had like a chicken. But we ate lunch there. Then we also ate dinner there. There weren't a whole lot of options in the village for food, restaurants. Matter of fact, I don't think there are any restaurants. Just that there was a gastronomic there, and then there was also a gastronomic at the attached to the grocery store, which is labeled a supermarket, but it wasn't super. It was quite small. But this one was the closest one So we had dinner there, and then we also ate breakfast here this morning. And she was able to accommodate our preferences for breakfast. So not a whole lot of meat. We had yogurt and some eggs, cooked eggs, and bread, and coffee, hot chocolate. I said yogurt already, and jam. Oh, and a whole lot of cherry tomatoes and a whole lot of red peppers, which we ate as much as we could. But altogether, those 3 meals came out to 300 RON, so about $75 for 3 meals, which we think is certainly reasonable as well. And they were very well. They're very good. They tasted, I'm climbing a hill. They're delicious and worth the price. Oh, so I wanted to mention on the gastronomics versus restaurants. We believe, so what happened last night is we were in the same gastronomic for dinner, and it was about 7 o'clock. We arranged for dinner to be served at 7 o'clock. I think we wanted a little bit later because we ate lunch late, and which is like 7 o'clock. Right, okay, 7 o'clock. And so we were in there, and the place seated probably, it was sort of an outdoor sitting area and an indoor sitting area. Could have sat maybe 20 or so people for sure. Pretty big. It was really just one building that had like a small kitchen, like bar area, which I don't think was a kitchen. I think the kitchen was in the house next to this building, and it had a bar with a refrigerator and not much more, and tables, of course, and chairs. Anyway, so we were in there eating our dinner, which was really good. And there was another couple in there eating dinner, a German couple who were in a caravan camping nearby. There's a campsite in the village of Nucsoara that is primarily, it says camping, I think it's mostly caravan or, RV kind of thing. And they were in there eating dinner as well. They arrived a little bit later than us, but maybe no later than 7:30. And we had stuffed cabbage rolls. Oh, really good. Homemade, of course. And let's see, I think I had 2, Tammy had 2, and the couple also had the same meal. And a little bit later, closer to 8 o'clock, I guess, 2 men walked in, younger, maybe 20s, early 30s. And they had asked, I think one of them spoke Romanian, asked, hey, can we get dinner? And she said, no dinner. Like, oh, okay. So our impression is that on the gastronomics, you pretty much have to call ahead of time, as in earlier in the day at least, and arrange a meal. You can't just pop in and like order a la carte or have a meal without forewarning. So, and this town had 2 gastronomics, and the one that we were in. But that's what happened there. So I'm not sure what those 2 men did afterward. It looked like they were walking as well. Not sure if they're on the Via Transilvanica or what, but kind of felt bad for them. She just kind of felt like she almost just shooed them away. But I think they understood, and they walked out quietly. No quarrel or anything like that. So there are also, interestingly, in this village, there was a place called the Nut House, which is also a pensione, and Google Maps shows that it's sort of grayed out, like it's not open for business right now. And we walked by it on the way to our accommodation, and there was somebody up in one of the rooms, looked like she was cleaning the balcony or something like that. Looked like a really nice place, and I think it had a restaurant as well. But it just appeared closed. It was kind of weird. I checked booking.com and to see if you could make reservations, and even also I checked on Google Maps to see if I can check availability for that night. and I couldn't. But I could reserve for 2 nights, so I don't know if it's you had to have a 2-night stay or what, but just seemed a little odd to us. And we've seen that in other places too, that, you know, just Google Maps isn't perfect and not everything's up to date. But for sure, this place, the Nut House, NUT house, did not have any space availability for last night. Otherwise, we would have considered it as one of our options. Well, we just walked up from that valley over that on that road and then coming up this tractor road, and we walked a little bit further, just far enough to come over or come around this little mountain here, and sure enough see the peak of Redizat, which is at 2482 meters, which is apparently the highest mountain in the region. Beautiful, beautiful view. I'm sure people climb it, probably not this time of year though. The gentleman last night did say that it has snow basically from October to June, and then it's all melted after that. So we came at a perfect time. So just wanted to mention, if I didn't already, and if I did, it was a long time ago, but Tammy has another app that she uses called Peak Finder, that you can bring up the app and you can point basically the camera within the app, which is your camera of course, toward some mountains, and the Peak Finder app will identify the various peaks that you can see, or it can see, and also give the elevation, or not the elevation, but the height of the peak. So she was able to point her camera at Redizat and the surrounding mountains, peaks, and sure enough it identified Redizat as the one that she was focused on, and showed that the height of the peak was 2,482 meters. So pretty cool, nice little app to have if you're interested to know the mountains that are around you. Another handy thing, and of course it's free, but yeah, who knows what information they gather on you, but that's the way things work. So in the distance there we can see Colt's Fortress, and right now we're on a hilltop overlooking Rau de Mori, which is, I'm going to pan right, and that's coming over here. Right there is our village down there. Beautiful, beautiful view right now on this mountaintop overlooking there. We're going to come into view soon. Is going to be the reservoir. There's Tammy leaving me, and the reservoir is there, which we've got to walk around, and you can see all of the mountains surrounding us. Just beautiful. If it was a sunnier day, it might have been harder to see all these mountains, but just gorgeous. What a spectacular view. Some kilometers past 950 into the hike on the Via Transilvanica. Just gorgeous. Really worth the trek, we think. So that's the road we came up, and then we're coming back around to where we started at Colt's Fortress, and then the peaks up above it. So soon to be there, and there it is right there again. And we'll zoom in on that again if we can. Beautiful, beautiful views. Hello. We're just passing through. Curly feet. Oh. And there they go. Oh, look at the little ones. There they go. Wait for us. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Well, gotta keep up. We have a live snake. Look at that guy. He's not, probably about 1.5 feet long, maybe. Let's see if he'll move. Because apparently they got vipers around here. So I'm not gonna let them bite me. Let's see, I'll get my pole. Let's see if he'll move. Come on. Oh, he's not 2 inches. There he goes. Whoa. Okay. It's close enough for me.